Yeah, hello. We are now in the colonoscopy room. What would like to introduce the people who will be working with me right now. That's Dr. Günther, who will look after the sedation, Anne Liedtke and Carola Mabo assisting, and we have our GI pathologist, Christoph Loddenkemper, who will tell us something about the confocal images that we will see. Now, for those of you who have not seen this particular endoscope, I would like to show you the most important part, which is the tip of the confocal endoscope. Could you please go on the endoscope? Now, what you can see, it's a normal Pentax colonoscope. However, there's a very special feature which you can see here protruding, and that's actually the confocal part of the endoscope. And I hope we can see the laser a little bit also. Yeah, there's a slight light which is like magenta. And that's actually the most important part of this endoscope. However, there are no real limitations for this endoscope. There's a working channel and everything else that you need for normal endoscopy. Now, Dr. Price just introduced the patient, and we will now go into the rectum. We already had a look up to the ileocecal valve, and there were no further abnormalities further up. We are now in the rectum, and you can see that at the bottom here is the adenoma, which a very nice Pentax optic view. There's a very slight bile still on top of it. We already tried to get it as clean as possible. And it has a villous structure. Maybe our pathologist wants to comment on the macroscopic appearance in addition to the endoscopist. Now, we want to know what this looks like in vivo by microscopy now. Therefore, on the left lower side at about 7 o'clock, you can see the laser, and we will start to get some pictures here.
Mangiare vivo. Mangiarsi il ficato. Mangiare con gli occhi. Mangiarsi le mani. Mangiare di baci. Cucinarsi qualcuno. Cuocere per la rabbia. Mandare giù un boccone amaro. Buono come il pane. Dolce come il miele.
Do you use the suction to have a closer position of the laser on the mucosa or not?
Freud immagina l'esistenza di un'orta primitiva in cui i figli sono subordinati a un padre dominatore che detiene il possesso esclusivo delle donne del gruppo. I figli si rivoltano collettivamente contro il padre, lo uccidono e ne divorano il corpo, sopraffatti però dal ricordo dell'antica soggezione e del rispetto della figura del padre. Essi decidono di rinunciare volontariamente alle donne che avevano conquistato ponendo le basi dell'organizzazione esogamica e totemica della società. Il modo originario dei cannibali venne dunque posto all'origine stessa dello sviluppo della società e della cultura umana, garantendosi reciprocamente la vita. I fratelli affermano che nessuno di loro può venire trattato da un altro fratello come fu trattato il padre. Il sopravvento della condizione selvaggia e bestiale avvenne attraverso l'atto antropofago.
Would you please give suprapubic pressure? Now, the pressure we give is almost always given with the patients in the left lateral position, but the patient is supine just for purposes of demonstration. Okay, now this pressure we give when the colonoscope is about 20 centimeters and we have difficulty getting around the sigmoid, the rectosigmoid bend. Pressure here will help to, the scope will hit against her hand and go around the sigmoid bend. Instead of going up toward the umbilicus, we'll put the scope in, bend it against her hand, and then it'll keep going. Would you now give left lower quadrant pressure? Now, left lower quadrant pressure is given when the scope is somewhere between 20 and 40 centimeters if we have difficulty with getting around the corner. The first thing to do is to pull the scope back so it's straight, and then with pressure here, this will straighten out the rectosigmoid area and the sigmoid descending colon junction. So left lower quadrant pressure will allow us to go straight up into the area of the descending colon. Would you give me left mid-abdominal pressure? Now, left mid-abdominal pressure helps to also stent the left side of the colon, and we usually use pressure here when the instrument is between 30 and 50 centimeters. We pull the scope back, straighten it out, and this will allow us to go straighter around the descending colon area. Would you now give splenic flexure pressure? Now, this we call sometimes a splenic flexure sandwich. Here is the rib cage. The scope is up like this. It goes posteriorly, then anteriorly, and it will bend between her hands and keep the scope from going up toward the diaphragm. The scope will bend on the fingers and go around into transverse colon.
Il linguaggio, lo strumento interpretatorio per eccellenza. Ad un certo momento della sua evoluzione fu fatto proprio dal pretatore. Da questi strappato di mano alla preda ed usato contro di essa, o quantomeno condiviso con essa. in qualità di strumento predatorio assai meno cruento e più metaforico del cannibalismo, ma assai più efficace come mezzo di dominio. Il linguaggio, analogamente alla sessualità, mentre fronteggiava e neutralizzava il cannibalismo, fu abbondantemente infiltrato dalla predazione con cui era venuto in contatto. Se ne fece veicolo, trasmettendola la sua volta sotto forma di potere sociale e gerarchico fortemente implementato. Però, a differenza alla sessualità, il linguaggio ebbe la capacità non solo di rendere la predazione che lo aveva così profondamente contaminato molto meno cruenta e letale, ma aveva anche quella di renderla duttile, manipolabile, trasformabile in senso metaforico ed alla fine utilizzabile in comune da preda a predatore, cioè parzialmente utilizzabile a fini vitali e costruttivi.
Dr. Hoffman, can you give us some information concerning the penetration depths of confocal laser microscopy?
Yeah.
Isn't it limited to the mucosa, or can you go more in the depths?
La cellula nasce letteralmente programmata per morire ed anche per far morire le altre cellule e cibarsene per il semplice motivo che le risorse ambientali, quelle interiori, sono infinite e dunque il cannibalismo cellulare è uno strumento essenziale di sopravvivenza. Questo cannibalismo cellulare, come meccanismo di morte programmata, consente un risparmio di risorse interne e l'accesso a una fonte diretta di nutrimento per gli altri membri del gruppo, costituita da una parte degli individui dello stesso gruppo.
What is autophagy?
Autophagy is a cellular process in which the cell degrades its content, its toxic waste. And among that toxic waste, there can be organelles like mitochondria, but also big protein aggregates. It's very important to degrade toxic waste for the survival of the cell. And it's been shown over the last 5 years or so that a cell without autophagy can't survive, so it's important for survival. But it's also been shown that it's important in disease development, like Parkinson's disease, which is characterized by the accumulation of protein aggregates in neuronal cells. And furthermore, it's in the aging process, it's been shown that autophagy levels fall, and the whole idea that we age, including wrinkles, hearing loss, cancer, and these things that occur with age, are actually due to these falling autophagy levels and accumulation of toxic wastes in the cell.